Birand Devedi, I'll come back to you in just a moment. Atul Wassan, former cricketer, also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Wassan, I want to understand from your perspective, because you've, of course, played cricket yourself. You understand that there have always been, in the past as well, many ups and downs between India and Pakistan, which may have directly or indirectly impacted the field of sports, the field of arts. However, in your perspective, after what we've seen in the past month, what has happened, what India has suffered, and the degradation of ties between India and Pakistan, in your assessment, do you think it was still all right for a university in Kerala to invite Shahid Afridi on the stage and welcome him at an event?
Not really. It is, I think, highly, scandalous from my point of view, because recently what has happened, what has transpired in the past, and especially Shahid is a good friend of mine. But I'm sure everybody knows by now that in Pakistan, you have to be more loyal than the king to survive and to thrive, and that's why all these big celebrities in Pakistan are pressurized, or they feel they have to do this to get in the glad eye of the people in charge. And I think the board is run by the army chief. So everything is connected to the hierarchy there. So I think it's in that scenario, in the macro picture, somebody calling him for that, and then I think there's a method to the madness. I don't think so. It's just random. So I think this has to be analyzed, and why this has happened, who are the people behind it, and what was the modus operandi, why at this stage it was so imperative for them to do this.
Absolutely, but at the same time, Mr. Wassan, you just pointed out that sometimes a lot of big celebrities or big names in Pakistan do have to toe the line that the government is taking, or rather that the military is taking in Pakistan, because of course they have to live in Pakistan. We can't really expect people sitting there to start siding with India. That would be unfair on them as well, and their safety. Point taken. But Shahid Afridi particularly, is it truly required for him to say the sort of things he does against India just to maintain his own safety or position in Pakistan?
Is it for me?
Yes, Mr. Wassan.
Oh yeah, I've told you, because he's always been the first one to actually just raise this issue and this just counter India. And because first of all, it's kind of envy and jealousy, because India has discarded all the cricketers and everything they had to do with India, because that is where they were making their moolah. And I think now hell hath no fury as a woman scorned. So I think that's the woman Shahid Afridi is, and probably he's got political ambitions also. He's in that kind of family, and I think he's so. You've just said it yourself that the army is running the country. So basically, all the countries have an army, but Pakistan is the only country where army as a country. And you have to toe the line. You have to get these jobs in the board. Anything you want, you have to go through that, and you have to please your your arkas, and that's what he's doing.
Absolutely. At the same time, Mr. Wassan, you said that the matter of the university inviting Shahid Afridi on the stage should be looked at carefully. Although the university is completely denying it, they say that they released an official schedule and he was nowhere on the schedule, that he in fact gate crashed
why
event.
Shahid Afridi? Shahid Afridi has not even gone to the 8th standard. So, this is kind of ironic, isn't it? And it's funny and laughable. So why just, out of all these options, they had to go for Shahid Afridi?
So somewhere, Mr. Wassan, do you feel that there is something off about the story that the university is now trying to paint after they've received backlash?
Well, they have to receive, because I think it's easily, you can track the timeline. If they have retracted it, it was put out in the public domain, and then if they retract it, still they're guilty as hell, because they can't just erase that past. And if they have to be answerable. Why would you do that?
Absolutely. At the same time, Mr. Wassan, before I let you go, I just want to understand from you as well, why do you think then that certain sections of Indian society are still finding it hard to perhaps get over their obsession with, say, a Pakistani cricketer like Shahid Afridi, who's not played for a very long time? I understand that for a certain generation, yes, maybe he does hold some value as far as stardom is concerned, but why do you think we're not able to really move away from that and really stand
I-
united?
I think you're giving undue importance to these exceptions, these anomalies, and generally everybody's on board now. Even a few years ago, I used to believe that, okay, it doesn't matter. It's like, we've got differences and sport is the only way to build bridges. I said, no more. Just don't give them anything that they derive any benefit from, and stop everything. I was telling you, don't even play even in the multi-country tournaments also. Let's not do it. Why? And then Asia Cup happens, and then it's the biggest kind of match fixing there, because they made sure that India Pakistan play twice, and hope and pray that they reach the finals. So this is kind of a thing where Asia Cup, the whole economics was based on this, and I think we were just like playing a part in it. Why do that? Even in World Cup, we should not play them. Israel doesn't play many countries. And when the things will get better, we'll see.
Absolutely. Mr. Atul Wassan, thank you so much, sir, for joining us in NewsX with that perspective. Important there. Let me bring in Shekhar Vijayan as well.